fans, this is Boomer with Fight Night TV, bringing you the latest in the world of mixed martial arts. Today we're going to talk about UFC 117 that's set to take place August 7th in Oakland, California. To start the pay-per-view portion of the card off, you're going to have Junior dos Santos versus Roy Big Country Nelson. Now for those of you who watched Season 10 of The Ultimate Fighter, you know that Roy Big Country Nelson won the season, much to the displeasure of UFC President Dana White. Known for his unorthodox take on conditioning, and oftentimes he's more interesting to watch before and after his fights than actually during, Roy Big Country Nelson is coming into this with a 15-4 record, looking to climb his way to the top for a title shot against UFC heavyweight title holder Brock Lesnar.
This is Sparta!
Next up on the card, you have Clay Guida versus Rafael dos Anjos. Now when you look at Clay Guida, if the phrase "so easy a caveman can do it" comes to mind, well, you wouldn't be the first. But it's guaranteed that the show Clay puts on inside the octagon is anything but easy. Known for his intense energy and primal-like stamina, Clay is coming into this with a 26-11 professional fight record. It will be an interesting matchup against Rafael dos Anjos because Rafael is a very technical fighter. He's a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt, winning most of his bouts either by submission or by waiting it out for a judge's decision. So it will be interesting to see how Clay pushes the pace of this fight.
You're not gonna bite me, are you?
Now these next two fights are nothing but welterweight drama at its best. You have Jon Fitch versus Thiago the Pitbull Alves, and Matt Hughes versus Ricardo Almeida. Now originally back at UFC 106, Ricardo Almeida was supposed to fight Jon Fitch, but Almeida had to pull out due to a knee injury. Then at UFC 107 and UFC 111, Thiago Alves was supposed to fight Jon Fitch, but both times Alves pulled out due to injury. So now at UFC 117, this fight is finally going to happen. It's been a long time coming, and I guarantee you it's going to be a war. Now, if you've been following Matt Hughes' career for any amount of time, or even just this year, you'll know that he's been inducted to the UFC Hall of Fame, and earlier this year at UFC 112 in Abu Dhabi, he basically dismantled Gracie legend Renzo Gracie. Well, Ricardo Almeida just happens to be a Renzo Gracie student, and he's looking for this fight to reclaim some Gracie honor.
Now that's just lovely.
Now this brings us to the main event of the evening. We're going to have Chael Sonnen versus Anderson the Spider Silva. Now undoubtedly, Anderson the Spider Silva is one of the best, if not the best, pound-for-pound fighter in the world when he decides to fight. At UFC 112 in Abu Dhabi, he spent the last 3 rounds basically avoiding opponent Damian Maia, making UFC President Dana White so angry that in the post-fight press conference, Dana White said that for the first time in UFC history, we may see a title fight on the undercard. Well, Chael Sonnen's not keeping quiet on his opinion on Silva leading up to the fight, and in an open letter to his fans, calls out Silva's manager saying, "Are you aware that you represent the generally acknowledged best fighter in the world in the premier promotion on planet Earth, and that the president of that company has promised to fire him for his behavior? Aren't you just a little embarrassed by that?"
Jeez.
Alright, Fight fans, this is Boomer signing off. I hope you enjoyed the show, and I'll see you at Fight Night.